So my name is Ray Sanchez. I'm the superintendent of schools in the public schools of the Tarrytowns. And I want to talk about Fred Rogers. When I was younger, I'd sit on my grandma's couch, this plastic covered couch, and watch his show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And quite honestly, when I think about that show, it was like a three-way conversation between Mr. Rogers, myself, and my parents. And he would teach us and teach me concepts that to this day resonate. One was that of the neighborhood. And what he really valued in there is, number one, this sense of creating a welcoming and affirming environment for anyone that entered that space. He also reminded us through the neighborhood that learning was not limited to just this stage that he created. He brought us to the libraries. He brought us to the police departments. So the entire neighborhood and the community was a learning space. And as we think about education, education and learning is not limited to just our schools when we work in partnership with our community to enrich the learning for all. Another key concept is that of curiosity. You know, we're born and raised, and we think of young children, you know, pulling on a parent's pants, asking them why the sky is blue, and all these why questions. And what we notice over time is that, you know, sometimes, and there are studies that show this, that we actually become less curious, we ask less questions. But what Mr. Rogers really tried to foster in, through his neighborhood and through his programming and through his life is that we should always remain curious. And throughout that too is that we should also be reminded that we could fail, and when we fail, we should fall forward. He brought individuals like Winston Marsalis. He brought and he taught us concepts like bubbles and artists, and it wasn't always perfect, but what he was trying to model through the people that he brought on the show, and also through his own modeling, i.e., you know, his artistry. Was that things weren't always perfect, and that, quite honestly, the process in the learning was just as important as the final product. So those are two areas, i.e. the neighborhood and curiosity. And the last one is that of love and identity. It's not uncommon, and he reminded us that he loved us just the way we are. He was asking me as an individual, those that watch the program is, you know, we have an identity, and we should honor that identity, and we stay true and authentic to who we are. And that's something that, you know, still resonates to this day. And lastly, that, you know, we should love one another, and we should really work hard to spread love within our sphere of influence. And it's quite honestly something that we as a society need to elevate more and more. So that's, you know, in essence why Mr. Rogers, i.e. Fred Rogers, is such an important person to me, and I think quite honestly his message resonates to this day.